Hello, and welcome back to Warmup for Iceborne. I'll be your host and guide Shepard, and today we'll be taking on Vaal Hazak. The hellish fiend Vaal Hazak lurks in the depths of the Rotten Vale. His command of the toxic miasma is what makes him so powerful, so stock up on nullberries and prepare to advance your research. To unlock Vaal Hazak, you'll first need to acquire 20 points worth of track research on him. Jump to the end of the video to see what all of his track patterns are. When preparing for Vaal Hazak, try to fit in any miasma resistance decorations you may have. While 3 points are not required, the more you have, the less his miasma will affect you. If you don't have 3 at this point, collecting nullberries is crucial, as that will negate the effluvium effect on you. Vaal Hazak takes great cutting damage to his arms and chest, and shot damage to his head, and decent overall fire damage. Impact users may want to consider bringing another weapon for once. If you're very confident about hitting the head with impact weapons, it will take great damage when wounded, but it can be very difficult to get it to this point. Consider bringing a large amount of barrel bombs if you do. If you took the time to make any Nergigante weapons, you may have noticed they came with the ability to perform Elder Seal. Continue to attack any Elder with this ability, and it will eventually make their aura weaken. Do this enough times with Vaal Hazak, and they'll no longer be able to do more powerful effluvium-based attacks, and will have drastically less miasma in the area to inflict on your hunter. If you're a Blade Master, comboing just under Vaal can be pretty safe. Slashing the arms and chest will cause many flinches, and so long as you position yourself appropriately, you will not need to worry about his charges. He has 2 different types of charges. The first is a short, 1-lunge charge, and the second is a longer, 3-part charge. Learn to spot the difference, and counterattack appropriately. If you're gunning or using a bow, you'll want to stay to the side and just behind to combo Vaal's head. Keep an eye out for when he roars and starts to charge up his effluvium. If he stands on his hind legs, it means he's going to vomit a ton of miasma down underneath him. You can flash him out of this, continue to attack from range, or just move out of the way to heal and sharpen. If he roars and starts to shake his head from side to side, he will slowly move forward and shoot an effluvium beam straight ahead. This deals a ton of damage and can cover a wide area, so try not to end up unprepared at a long range. Gunners can stay to the side and focus on the head, while Blade Masters can target the chest or arms. Be mindful of him stepping forward while he's doing this though. It won't deal much damage, but it can flinch you out of your combo. For Blade Masters, one of his more dangerous attacks is his Claw and Tail combo. It can do a deceptively large amount of damage, so if you can't get to the other side of him, try to run or dive out of range. The area just outside of his lair has 2 teeth hanging from the ceiling. By shooting these with slinger ammo, bows or shots, or an insect, you can drop them on Vaal Hazak. This will cause him to trip and stay on the ground for an extended period of time, allowing you to really rack up the damage on him. If you're feeling especially tricky, dropping a few torch pods under one of the teeth will give you a better sense for when he's under them, as well as deal additional damage to him while he's on the ground. It may go without saying, but using a fire bow on Vaal Hazak is extremely powerful. Consider the following gameplay if you're still struggling on this fight. When reduced to a minimal amount of effluvium, Hazak has several moves that have large attack opportunities. The first is when he'll roar, and collapse into a heap on the ground. He wants to start absorbing miasma quickly. Attack enough and he'll flinch, interrupting the charge. Let him go long enough though, and he may charge, shooting a beam forward, so be careful if you're a gunner. Another move is when he'll raise up on his hind legs and begin absorbing miasma. Again, this can be a great opportunity to get in and attack him until he flinches. Like the other attack though, be careful if you're ranged, as sometimes he'll try to do a beam out of this position as well. Congratulations, you did it! You defeated Vaal Hazak! Let's head back to Astaire and see what we can make. Vaal Hazak's weapons are in a strange place in world. They're all mostly better than Nergigante weapons, assuming you've had enough handicraft to suitably take advantage of the white sharpness. But they're all more or less worse than Deviljho weapons we can make later on. Maybe the most helpful drop is his Talon, which we can use to upgrade any Jagras weapons, namely our Jagras Greatsword and Jagras Heavy Bowgun. Much of Hazak's armor is only useful when we've obtained augments for our weapons, and by then, you will likely be able to defeat and make Lunastra gear. Early on, the Vaal Hazak Greaves Beta can be useful for their 2 points of effluvial resistance and 2 slots if you're farming Vaal Hazak even more. Okay, so it's time to go over the tracks for Vaal Hazak. He has 3 patterns, 2 of which have 8 points, 1 of which has 12. Starting from the central camp, if you land and find Old Tainted Flesh immediately, you know you're on the slower 8-point pattern. Grab tracks from there all the way to Hazak's cave to get 7 points, then return to the first camp and grab 1 track by the Gajas to get 8. Starting from the central camp, if you land and don't find any Old Tainted Flesh in Area 10 where the Mite Seeds and Paratoads are, you're in the faster 8 cycle. You can mix up the routing a bit, but if you only want tracks, run up a bit to grab the flesh, then run towards Hazak's lair to get up to 8 points. Starting from the central camp, if you land and do find Old Tainted Flesh in the Paratoad area, you're on the 12-point cycle. Grab that and the 2 Tainted Flesh by the Gyros, then grab the 6 points worth as you run towards Hazak's lair. Well, that's it for Vaal Hazak. Make sure to subscribe, so we'll be covering every monster in the game, continuing on with Kushala Daora next week. Until next time, this is Shepard, saying good luck and have a good hunt.